A very good morning, students. Welcome to your business studies class. So, as we had started with chapter number 4, planning, and we had done in the previous lectures about the meaning of planning, that it helps in bridging the gap between where we are and where we want to go, then the importance of planning, features of planning. So in today's lecture, we would be discussing about the limitations of planning, that what all are the limitations of planning are. Limitations of planning. Though planning is an important tool of management, yet it is not a solution to all the problems. There are unforeseen events and changes, rise in cost and price, environmental changes, government interventions, etc. are there which affect the business plans. So plans that need to be modified. So there are certain plans that need to be modified. Sometimes planning might fail in spite of best efforts of management. So we would be discussing various limitations that may come in the way of organization. That is, planning leads to rigidity. Planning may not work in a dynamic environment. Planning reduces creativity. Planning involves huge cost. Planning is a time-consuming process. Planning does not guarantee success. Now, the first limitation of planning is that planning leads to rigidity, or we can say that limited flexibility is there. Now, in an organization, a well-defined plan is drawn to achieve some specific objectives within a specific period of time. Now, these plans that we have framed decide the future course of action, and it is not possible for the managers to change them. So, but sometimes circumstances may change, and following the same plan may actually turn out to be detrimental to the organization if there is no scope for flexibility. Also, once policies, procedures, rules and methods are designed and employees start following them, it becomes difficult to make changes in them, which leads to rigidity. Now, this kind of rigidity or inflexibility sometimes prove to be costly and may not bring positive results for the organization when the situation changes. So, and it may also discourage individuals' initiative and creativity. So, business, as we know that business environments changes rapidly, but managers may not be in a position to change the predetermined plan according to the changes happened in the environment, which proves that planning sometimes leads to rigidity and we have to stick to our plans. Let us take an example. Suppose as a part of sales strategy, the marketing manager instructs the employees to offer maximum of 10% discount to their customers. Okay. Now let's say the competitors have reduced their prices. So now the customers of this particular organization are demanding more discounts from the company. Now the sales employees refuse to offer. Why? Because they have already decided, they have made out all the plans that they have to give maximum 10% discount to their customers. So as a result, what will happen? They may lose many customers. Why? Because the customers are getting more discount from the other company, so they would like to buy products from the other company. So hence, following a pre-decided plan when circumstances have changed is not in the interest of the organization. So this way we can prove that planning sometimes leads to rigidity. Next is, planning may not work in a dynamic environment. The environment in which a business survives is dynamic, as there are continuously changes taking place in economic, social, technological, legal and political environment. As we know that these are the dimensions of business environment. So there are continuously changes taking place in these environment. Now an organization have to adapt themselves to these changes in order to survive in the market. The environment consists of number of segments, and it becomes quite difficult to accurately assess future trends in the environment, and this poses obstacles to effective planning. Now planning is based on certain assumptions about future. We know that we make certain assumptions about future, and on that basis we make the plans. Now these assumptions may change before plans are actually implemented. So plans may fail if the changes are very frequent. For example, it is very difficult to make accurate forecast about economic conditions, government policies, natural calamities, human behavior, and so on. So if a manager fails to accurately forecast these changes, then planning does not provide positive results. So we can say that planning may not work in a dynamic environment, that if the changes are very frequent, so whatever the plans we have made, so it will not be possible to give the positive or the same result whatever we have planned, it will be giving us. Next limitation of planning is that planning reduces creativity. Now, planning is an activity which is generally performed by the top level management, and the other like middle level management and the lower level management are required to implement these plans. Now, as a result, the middle level management and other members are neither allowed to deviate from plans nor they granted power to act on their own. So, planning may suppress the spirit to take initiative among the employees and compel them to work in a rigid manner, leaving no scope for creativity among the employees. The George R. Terry rightly said that planning strangulates the initiative of the employees and compel them to work in an inflexible manner. So thus planning reduces creativity. Let's take an example. Let's say a worker has been given a target of assembling 2 computers per day. Now, due to his habit of doing things differently, an idea struck him which would not only reduce the assembling time of computers but would also reduce the cost of production of computers. Now, he gave this idea to his supervisor. So his supervisor, instead of appreciating him, ordered him to complete the work as per the methods and techniques decided earlier, as nothing could be changed at that stage, which curbed the initiative or creativity of that particular worker. So we can say that planning reduces creativity as the plans are drawn by the top level management and the remaining level of management have to follow and carry out the orders in a manner laid down in the plan. Next limitation of planning is that planning involves huge cost. Now, planning is a costly process. Huge costs are involved in the formation of plans. Money, time and effort have to be spent in forecasting, collection of information, verifying accuracy of facts, evaluating alternatives, etc. So, planning basically is a very costly process. It is an intellectual process and companies need to hire the professional experts to carry on this process. Sometimes cost incurred may not justify the benefits derived from the plans. So planning should be economical. That is, the cost of planning should not exceed the gains expected from it. Management must exercise intelligent judgment in order to balance the expenses incurred on preparing plans against the benefits derived from them. Planning is useful only when its benefits are higher than its cost. Next is planning is a time-consuming process. Now, planning is a lengthy process which might lead to delay in actions. It consumes a lot of time for collection of data, analysis and interpretation of data. Thus, we can say that any delay caused by planning may deprive the business of a profitable opportunity. It may become impractical during emergencies and crises when on-the-spot and quick decisions are necessary. In such situations, the existing plans may have to be abandoned. So we can say that planning is not practicable during emergencies and crises when quick decisions are necessary. Sometimes what happens is so much time is taken for formulating the plans, as a result of which very less time is left for their implementation. Let us take an example. Let's say ABC is a health company and they plan to hold a health checkup camps in, let's say, Chennai on a World Diabetic Day. The sales manager has given his plan to the owner for approval. However, the owner gave his approval just a day before the scheduled day. As a result, the manager could organize only 5 camps against 25 camps as planned earlier. So we can prove that any delay in planning may deprive the business firm of a profitable opportunities, and the decision in this case they have taken so much of time in taking a decision that a very less time is left with them for the implementation. Last limitation of planning is that planning does not guarantee success. The success of an organization is possible only when plans are properly drawn up and implemented. So the first thing is, planning will be successful only when the plans are implemented properly. Then secondly, planning provides a base for analyzing future courses of action, but it is not a solution for all the problems. Sometimes what happens is that managers have a tendency to rely on previously tried and tested successful plans, but it is not always true that a plan which has worked successfully in the past will bring success in the future also, as there are a number of unknown factors which may lead to failure of plan in the future. So even previously tried and tested successful plans, we can say that they may not work again because of the changes in the circumstances. So whenever we are formulating any plans, they have to be formulated and implemented in the light of the changing environment. That means as the environment changes, we have to make modifications in the plan. We cannot always rely on the previous plans that previously our plan was successful, that this time also our plan will be successful too. No, this will not happen every time, because the external environment changes so continuously. As we know that that environment is dynamic and it keeps on changing, so we have to modify our plan, we have to formulate our plan on the basis of the changing environment. So planning only provides a base for analyzing future. It is not a solution for the future course of action. Now, certain external limitations of planning. Now, planning sometimes fails despite the best efforts of manager. This is because of the external limitations of planning that are beyond the control of the firm. Some of these external limitations are: first is natural calamities. Natural events like flood, earthquake, etc. may result in failure of planning. Then changes in economic policies, or we can say changes in the government policy. Managers have no control over government policies. We know there are changes in the industrial policy, taxation policy, bank rate, etc. may lead to failure of the plans. Then changes in fashion, taste, etc. Unexpected changes in the fashion taste and preferences of the consumers may affect the sales forecast of a company. Let's say increase in demand for ready-made garments has affected the business of the tailors. Then changes in technology. Rapid technological changes reduce the effectiveness of planning. Strategies of the competitors. We have no control over the strategies of the competitor. They may change their strategies, which lead to the failure of firm's plan. Then changes in the political climate or government. So these are certain external limitations of planning that are beyond the control of the firm, and any changes happen in these areas may affect or may lead to the failure of our plan. So we can conclude that despite the limitations of planning, it cannot be said that planning is a useless exercise. In fact, it is a tool to be used with caution. Managers should perform planning functions keeping in mind its limitations, which help them in more careful and systematic planning. So to sum up, we have discussed today certain limitations of planning, that planning leads to rigidity or limited flexibility. Planning may not work in a dynamic environment. Planning reduces creativity. Planning involves huge cost. Planning is a time-consuming process. Planning does not guarantee success. We have also discussed certain external limitations of planning which are beyond the control of the business organization, but which may lead to the failure of our plan. So these are few questions based on today's topic. I hope you understood today's lecture. Thank you so much, children.